Today we're going to be looking at chapter 45 of The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Real quick recap of the chapter 45 of The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. This is the second last chapter, the penultimate one. We hit the climax really. Serena Joy shows up with the sequined dress that Offred had worn out with the commander at the nightclub and confronts her. So this is the final confrontation, essentially between Serena Joy, who's acted as the antagonist in the house, and Offred, our protagonist and narrator. Now we're going to get into some deeper analysis and a close reading of a few different quotes from chapter 45 of The Handmaid's Tale. In our first quote, Offred is reflecting on what's just happened. So she's just found out that Offglen, who she trusted, is gone, disappeared, dead. And now she's feeling her own moment of unsettled fear. Quote, I stand a moment, emptied of air, as if I've been kicked. So she's dead. And I'm safe after all. She did it before they came. I feel great relief. I feel thankful to her. She has died that I may live. I'll mourn later. Unless this woman is lying, there's always that. I breathe in deeply, breathe out, giving myself oxygen. The space in front of me blackens, then clears. I can see my way. What's happening here is that Atwood is shifting the pace and tone of the book as we really run down a narrower path and the options of Offred become less and less, right? It's narrowing towards that end point. The tunnel is getting smaller. So her mind's racing, fluttering, her heart's going like crazy. Likewise, the narration itself starts to pick up this pace, and she's no longer able to reflect or to let her mind wander. She's now surrounded or enclosed by fear, right? So it's this idea of a prisoner's mentality is crushing her. It's coming down, really bringing it in on her. Our next quote, she essentially is praying for her life. Dear God, I think I will do anything you like. Now that you've let me off, I'll obliterate myself. If that's what you really want, I'll empty myself. Truly, become a chalice. I'll give up Nick. I'll forget about the others. I'll stop complaining. I'll accept my lot. I'll sacrifice. I'll repent. I'll abdicate. I'll renounce. So really, you can hear it now. She's been reduced to a pathetic state. She's groveling, begging, praying to a God that there's no evidence she really believes in. I know this can't be right, but I think it anyway. Everything they taught at the Red Center, everything I've resisted comes flooding in. I don't want pain. I don't want to be a dancer. My feet in the air, my head a faceless oblong of white cloth. I don't want to be a doll hung up on the wall. I don't want to be a wingless angel. I want to keep on living in any form. I resign my body freely to the uses of others. They can do what they like with me. I am abject. I feel for the first time their true power. This is it. She is caved completely. The Offred we knew that was fluttering back and forth, indecisive, on the point of doing versus not doing, hoping versus quitting. This is her final surrender. She has given up. She's no longer the averse to Moira. She no longer has any active role in the society. She's not thinking of fight or flight or escape. She's going to do their bidding. She's going to do her job. She's going to do as they say. In the last quote here, it's the actual moment when Serena Joy steps in front of Offred and confronts her with the evidence of her crime, with the sequined dress with lipstick on it that she wore out with the commander. There was lipstick on it, she says. How could you be so vulgar? I told him. She drops the cloak. She's holding something else, her hand all bone. She throws that down as well. The purple sequins fall, slithering down over the step like snakes in, glittering in the sunlight. Behind my back, she says. You could have left me something. So this is it. This is where we see what's happened. We see how the commander and Gilead and those men in power have divided and conquered, right? They've played the two different sides, the women who are wives and the moral good and the righteousness, against the women who are bodies and who are vulgar and who are corporeal and carrying the babies and doing the physical things. This is the classic case of one victim blaming another, right? They're both in abject misery. They're squabbling, they're fighting over something that ultimately they have no control over. The commander who's caused all this, he's in charge, aloof, separate, free from guilt, pain, or incrimination. This finally and truly shows us the social order in Gilead, with the commanders on top, the wives, the handmaids, and then the bottom rung. Thanks so much for watching. That was the penultimate, second last video of The Handmaid's Tale. Stay tuned for the final one. Sub if you like the videos. I do book talk, literary analysis, and study tips. My name is Mr. Jordan. Take care.